Along with the military, you say as soon as you're president, you'll retrieve the troops as soon as possible. My question goes along the lines of special operations. Many people do not know what special operations do or how their action is in the military, and how they're pretty much a separate entity from the regular military. My question is, what are your plans for operations with them? Because in the last 15 years, the buildup of the special operation world has been immense. A lot more than the people know, and the amount of money that's spent on it, and the lives that are lost from it, and wars that we do not know that truly go on. What is your plan with the special operations to decrease their function for the purpose of the people, not for government and special entities?
They should be minimalized, if not eliminated. If there's to be special forces used, the president should get permission from the Congress, like after 9/11. I voted for the authority to go after the Al-Qaeda who were responsible for 9/11. And it was very, very limited. I also brought up the subject because I saw what was happening, that they were going into nation building and attacking countries that had nothing to do with it. So I reintroduced the notion of letter of marque and reprisal, which was used in the early history to go after the pirates and not have, when you can't attack a country, you have these special operations. But it should be strictly controlled. Not only do we have these special ops, it's very confusing who the special ops are, who the CIA is, and what the military is involved with. I think it's very, very dangerous. Right now, for a president who won as the peace candidate, of course he won the Peace Prize, so I guess he must be a peace candidate. But here he is putting multiple bases on for these drones. I mean, and we're just dropping bombs on dozens and dozens of countries, and you know what? A lot of innocent people died. So these special forces, or whether, I think the special forces actually will be used less because they think they can hit anybody, anytime with a drone. But the big problem is they kill a lot of innocent people, and every time, and how do they know who the bad guy is? I mean, in the old days, you recognize countries and sovereignty. If we have a criminal in there, you're supposed to go and talk to them. And even in the past, you know, some of the individuals responsible for the first bombing of the towers, Pakistan helped. And one of the worst guys, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, Pakistan helped bringing back here to us. So it should be work with this. But the special forces, the CIA's operation, which is a form of special forces, and manipulating and getting involved in these elections, that was 1953. And Iran was moving in the direction of democracy. They elected this guy, Mossadegh, and we didn't like him because he didn't want to, he wanted to make sure some of the oil revenues took care of the people, and the British and the Americans didn't get all the revenues, mostly the British. But we went along with the British and we threw him out. We put in the Shah. He was ruthless. He was a ruthless dictator. And what does that do? It elicits radicalism. And that's why the Khomeini, when he was out of the country, he finally gained enough support, came in, and became a radical dictator himself. And then what happened right after the hostage taken in 79 and 80 is that we instigated a war with the Iraqis against the Iranians. 1 million Iranians were killed. And no matter how you argue about it and say, well, the Iraqis would have done this and all this, and argue the case that no, we really weren't involved. We were involved, but the whole thing is the Iranians think that it was all our fault. So that's why we have to deal with this world. That's why I think it's a great question. The special ops and the CIA and all this activity, we need to defend our country. We don't need to pretend that we know how to tell everybody else what they have to do and how to settle their disputes around the world.